Dear friends, welcome to Know Thyself YouTube Channel. Good morning. Hope you're all staying safe and keeping well. I sincerely thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel and follow the channel. If you find the contents of the videos uploaded in this channel useful, kindly subscribe to this channel and click the notification or the bell button so that you can be notified when a video is uploaded. Kindly share the videos with others or in the internet. In the last episode of A Message to Manage Your Day, we talked about examination of conscience. In today's episode, I would like to share some thoughts on the theme examination of consciousness. Gabriele Marshall was a French philosopher, playwright, pianist, music critic, and a Christian existentialist thinker. He authored over a dozen books and over 30 plays. His works focused on modern individual struggle to find meaning in a technologically dehumanizing society. In analyzing human experience and the brokenness of the world in the context of the two world wars, Marcel used phenomenological reflection in its twofold aspect, the primary and secondary reflection, as the method of philosophizing. In the first level of reflection, we observe the brokenness of the world and the separateness of things. However, in the second deeper level reflection, we move beyond the separateness and experience the unity of all things. Giving an example of his experience of his body, Marshall says that in the first level reflection, he recognizes that he has a body. And in the second level reflection, he realizes that body is his mode of being in the world. In fact, the notion of examination of consciousness is an outgrowth of the phenomenological reflection Marshall and other thinkers of the phenomenological and existential movements used in their mode of philosophizing. Examination of consciousness is a process of reviewing our lives similar to examination of conscience. The examination of consciousness achieves the same goal of deeper self awareness, knowing our strengths and limitations, and charting a progressive movement in our spiritual journey intended by examination of conscience. However, the main differences between the two are the following. In examination of conscience, we make judgment about ourselves, which are often negative in nature. We are conscious that we are to stand before divine judgment. Hence, the fear of punishment accompanies the process. All these make us feel guilty, shame, and a sense of remorse. However, in examination of consciousness, we review our consciousness of events as they unfold in our lives without giving attention to any of the elements that are characteristic of examination of conscience. We do not make any moral judgment about our actions. We do not bring in the dimension of divine judgment and punishment as we leave these dimensions to divine to take care of. For these dimensions are not within our control, even if we worry about them. As a result, there is no need to give ourselves into a guilt trip, which makes us feel remorse and guilty. Instead, we look at our life's situations impartially and non judgmentally, as if a third person would look at them. We recognize what went wrong, what we could have done better, and what we could actually do to amend our life. Finally, we take the necessary action to actualize our goal of making our lives better for ourselves and others. What we have said above about examination of consciousness is in agreement with the five-step daily examen we find in the spiritual exercises of Ignatius of Loyola. The five steps of daily examen are becoming aware of divine presence, review of the day with gratitude, a look back into your past, pay attention to your emotions, past moving into the present, choosing one aspect of the day and pray with it. Focus on the present. Look toward tomorrow. Focus on the future. In these 5 stages of daily examen, you make no judgment about yourself. There is no place for fear of divine punishment, guilt, remorse, and shame. You review your life with gratitude. Focus on your emotion as in the past and as of now. Choose one aspect of the past and pray with it in relation to the present and see what you could do in relation to the future. If we take the examination of consciousness approach, when we review our life and evaluate our actions, it would make a world of difference in the way we feel about ourselves. We will be able to cope with the negative dimensions of our life with a sense of freedom and lightheartedness, without unduly allowing our negativities to weigh down upon us. Since the present and the future are significant temporal dimensions in our moving forward with life, though we can learn from our past, the examination of consciousness would be the best approach in dealing with our negativities, in making breakthroughs in our spiritual journey, and in our efforts to know ourselves and our neighbor. Do I understand what examination of consciousness means? Do I think I would be able to use examination of consciousness to review my life and to make progress in my spiritual journey? Do I think that examination of consciousness would free me from being negativistic and judgmental about myself? Do I think that examination of consciousness would free me from the fear of divine punishment, feeling of guilt, and the consequent remorse and shame? Do I believe that examination of consciousness would help me to learn from the past, live the present, and move towards the future with a positive frame of mind? Dear friends, King David prays in Psalm 139, verses 23 and 24. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. At the beginning of this new day, open your mind and heart to review your life in divine presence. There is no reason to be judgmental, to be negativistic, to be afraid of divine punishment, to feel guilty, remorse, and shame. For the divine presence is aware of all that you are. May the divine bless you today so that you can perceive and live through your life as an open book before his presence. This is my wish and prayer for you, dear friends. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed until we see you again with another video.